physician who's had my license for 40 years and had a very strong biochemistry background, I can say, and seeing what's happening with the X39, I can say without a doubt that this is the most significant medical breakthrough in my lifetime.
Hi everybody, Maria Bernardis here. So I'm coming to you with a video that I've titled The Controlled Demolition of the Medical System, and then in brackets, Celestial Chambers coming soon. So for those that don't know who I am, I'm Maria Bernardis. I'm a health and wellness coach, and in 2023, I was voted #1 on the top 10 list of health and wellness coaches disrupting the health industry. And in 2025, I was a listee in the marquee of Who's Who for my work in the health and wellness space. So today I'm coming to you with a video and just some revelations that came to my attention last week. And I wanted to discuss them, bring them up, bring them to your awareness, and for us just to have a little bit of a dialogue about that. And also there will be, at the very end, I've got some notes about the celestial chambers. Some people incorrectly call them med beds. There is a difference between med beds and celestial chambers that we will discuss. Med beds are essentially what already is out there, and it's, more three-dimensional frequency type of technologies. And there's one, of course, that I recommend, and I've seen amazing results with people in their healing. And then there's what I call the celestial chambers, which are more the 5D base, which are more the consciousness base. And of course, I've done many, many videos on the differences and what celestial chambers are, but we will touch on that as well today in this video. So what I am noticing, and I'm sure everybody else is noticing, and it's not just me, and I'm very excited about it, I must say. I've been waiting for over 20 years for this date, so we're witnessing a controlled, very slow demolition of the medical industry, big pharma, and essentially the old ways of training doctors and nurses. So, for example, I've jotted some of these down, and the list, of course, is not exhaustive. There's a lot more. We're seeing the winding down of the jab, and some states actually saying no longer mandated. We're seeing toxins very slowly come out of food. And, recently we saw some of the toxins coming out of Gatorade. It doesn't go far enough. It still has a lot of other toxins in it, but it's a start. We are seeing that, doctors are being told you have to do training on nutrition. So we're seeing the existing doctors and medical professionals, something we've always known, they're just not trained properly in everything. And their training was very, very closed and limited. We recently saw last week psychedelic drugs coming back in terms of mental treatment. So we're seeing alternative herbs and ways coming back. We're seeing a lot of posts coming up about frequency healing, sound healing, light healing, which is, of course, the two modalities that I've seen amazing health transformations, alongside a high vibration diet. So we're seeing lots of procedures, medical procedures that were done in the past now coming out and saying, oh my God, this makes you worse. So for example, mammograms and the link to, hello, it could bring up cancer, the very thing that we're trying to prevent. And we're seeing a lot of, disclosures about what a lot of medications really do, what they contain. And, we're seeing like other tests, such as cholesterol tests, that they're not really showing what they really should, the results when you get them from your doctor. And if you go back years and years and years, a lot of those numbers were much higher and weren't, wasn't anything to be alarmed about. So we're seeing that things were changed basically to get more people on medication and really to keep chronic illness going. So it's, one of these sort of vicious circles, keep people ill so that they keep taking medication. And when you're doing that, you're suppressing the symptoms. You're actually not healing the root cause. And I'm all about helping people heal the root cause. What's caused this? Let's manage it. Let's reverse it. And then your body will go back to healing. So this is amazing. And I'm very, very excited because, as I said, I've been doing this for over, 20 years, helping people to self-heal, giving them the tools, giving them the guidance. So really what I'm noticing is we are returning back to the ancient ways. We're returning back to the ways Yeshua used to heal. We're returning back to the ancient Greek ways of healing. But it's happening very slow and gradually. So we're watching a very slow demolition, as I like to call it, happening. Now, again, I've given all the tools for people to heal. And one of them is, my recent course that I put together, guided by Yeshua, called The Divine Blueprint of Health and Ascension, Unlocking the Ancient Greek and Christ Consciousness Code Modalities for Longevity. So this is all you need to know to activate your body into a med bed so that it heals. And it's essentially, mind, body, spirit. So it brings all threes and all those three elements and the teachings from Yeshua and the ancient Greek ways. So again, we're watching the old toxic ways. They're not resolving issues. I'm noticing more and more chronic illnesses emerging, especially cancer and heart issues and brain issues such as dementia, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, and so on. So clearly things are not working the old Rockefeller ways. However, the ancient ways of the ancient Greeks, Yeshua, and so on are working. And I'm noticing a lot of people that are working with me and listening to me or have done my course completely transforming their health and reversing all illness. So there's really no need to be waiting for anything. It can be done. You can turn your body into a med bed. And I have been saying this for years and years and years. Now, I recently saw a post circulating, and of course it was forwarded to me. And I wanted to read it to you because it shows what's been happening behind the scenes. Now, some people may ask me, is this true, this post and what you're reading out? Let's just hold off on that question because I answer it at the end, but let's listen to what's been circulating on Facebook, on Telegram, and many, many other social media channels and videos, first of all, and then we can discuss it. So this was last week. So when I'm talking about Monday morning, as this post says, we're talking about last week, not Monday as in this week. So every hospital in America just received a sealed envelope from the DOD. Monday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, every hospital administrator in the United States, all 6,129 of them, received a hand-delivered envelope marked Department of Defense Medical Directive 2026-4, which is, April 2026, eyes only. Not emailed, not faxed, hand-delivered by uniformed military personnel who waited in the lobby until the administrator signed for it personally. No hospital has publicly disclosed what's inside, but 4 administrators broke silence on an encrypted forum within hours. Their posts were identical in tone. Everything is about to change. The directive of 11 pages. The first page contains a single instruction, effective immediately. All pharmaceutical procurement contracts with the following entities are suspended pending federal review. The list contains 31 companies, every major pharmaceutical manufacturer on earth, such as Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, AstraZeneca, Novartis, Roche, all of them. So it goes on and on. There's a lot more. Suspended, not negotiated, not amended, suspended. Page 2 introduces the replacement, a new federal medical supply chain operating under Military Logistics Command. The supplies aren't coming from our pharmaceutical labs, they're coming from facilities that have been operating under DoD classification since 2021. Facilities that produce frequency-based healing devices, bioregenerative compounds, cellular restoration technology, equipment that hospital staff have never seen, never trained on, and never knew existed. And I can tell you one of them I will discuss that's on there and that Robert Kennedy Jr. loves, uses, and has it as one of the main modalities for New Earth. Page 3 through 8 are training protocols. Every doctor, every nurse, every technician, mandatory 72-hour certification in what the directive calls quantum medical systems. Not optional, not voluntary, mandatory. Page 9 is one that made administrators go silent. It states that all patient billing through private insurance carriers will be phased to zero over 90 days. No more copays, no more deductibles, no more $47 aspirin tablets, no more 300,000 cancer treatments that don't cure cancer treatments. The funding model shifts entirely to the QFS medical allocation, a pre-funded asset-backed account assigned to every citizen at birth, an account you were never told about, an account that has been accumulating value since the day your birth certificate was filed. Your birth certificate wasn't just a record, it was a bond traded on the stock market, valued in the millions. The profits went to the corporation that owned the system. That corporation no longer owns the system. The 90-day countdown has begun. By July, the hospital you walk in will not look like the hospital you remember. The pills will be gone. The machines will be different. The bill will be zero. They kept you sick because healthy people don't generate revenue. That business model just received its termination notice, hand delivered. Code DOD-Med-2026 6129-hospitals, pharma suspended QFS Health. The sick care system is dead. The healthcare system just arrived. So I was very excited to see this. I think we were all knew this day was coming. In terms of the timing, we never knew. I did ask, Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua, is this true? I personally cannot say if this is true, but my gut instinct and Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua is saying that time has come. As for the timing, they do not comment because they don't want evil people, evil forces to know the timing, but they have confirmed that yes, there is a demolition happening behind the scenes. As to whether it's happening exactly as these statements that have been received, we cannot verify. They cannot verify that and won't verify it. What they did say to me is if the light warriors like myself and anybody watching this video, if we would all visualize this happening, then we are lifting the collective consciousness and it will happen and happen quickly. Again, it's all collective consciousness. Why do you think the so-called med beds are not out? Why do you think the so-called RV hasn't happened? It's the collective consciousness. That's what will determine when things happen and how they happen. So I'm being told that we need to create heaven on earth by all coming together and making it happen. And that may mean pooling our resources, yes, including financial, to make it happen, to set up the centers, or to set up the communities and the gardens. I keep getting, we're not to wait. We need to make it happen. So on that note, I wanted to say that we have been seeing for over 10 years, oh my goodness me, I can only comment for myself, a lot of information out there, a lot of release dates. This is going to happen then, this is going to happen then. Med beds are coming out then, med beds are coming out then. And what's happened? All these people that are giving you dates, nothing has happened. And that's been because the consciousness level is not up there. Again, there's a difference between medbed and a difference between a celestial chamber. So medbed is a 3D based healing frequency device, and it's already out there. Celestial chambers are 5D based. They're not out there because you need to have a certain level of consciousness. And I'll go through that in a minute. Otherwise, they won't be activated. So anybody that's saying to you, you're going to be trained to operate celestial chambers, get on this list, get on that list, and then nothing's happening. I'm sorry, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Anyone collecting money to teach you to operate anything, especially a celestial chamber, which you yourself operate with your consciousness, is not of the light. And I would go so far as to say they're committing fraud. They're taking your money. They've done really well for themselves. Many of them have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, while people like myself speaking the truth have not benefited not even $1 from speaking the truth, other than those people that support me and have said, you know what, I'll help Maria by buying, one of her products, or I'll help Maria by booking a consultation. No one has sent me free money for me teaching you how to operate these celestial chambers and so on. And I've done many free videos to show you how to lift your Q consciousness and how to ascend and how to heal. But I've never charged you for those free videos like everybody else has. You got to go to a Patreon account. You got to go here. I've not done anything like that. So again, please discern. There are so many leading people astray. And I'm very sad to say that some of these people that were waiting and trusted these people have actually died. I'm going to say it again. Some of those people that were waiting for these, med beds, which really should be celestial chambers because we already have med beds available to us, have died. And that saddens me because those people leading them astray and not giving them the tools to heal like I am will be held accountable by Mother, Father, God. Okay, so they're not going to get away with their contribution. And I have been alerting everyone for years to discern and to be careful. And thank you to all those people that did discern and did start doing things for their self-care and followed my videos and are on the medbed technology that I recommend. So again, no one can train you to operate the celestial chambers. You and your consciousness operates it. And again, it requires a high vibrating mind, not a 3D mind, which is riddled in fear and doubt. And I've got to look to someone else to resolve my issues. Okay, only you can activate it. So if someone's saying to you they're going to train you to activate a celestial chamber, again, alarm bells, something is amiss. Now, in relation to med beds, yes, we do have med beds already available. I'm not quite sure why anybody's waiting for med beds. Waiting for celestial chambers, absolutely. The consciousness is not quite there, so therefore they haven't been released. So again, what are these people talking about? Are they talking about med beds that are already out there, or are they talking about the celestial chambers which haven't been released yet? Why? Because the consciousness is not there. So in relation to 3D medbed technology, they're available now that you can use. They regenerate your cells, regenerate your body, and really alongside mind, body, and spirit attunements, which I give all my clients and customers, you can actually get your body and kickstart it to start healing all. What's a major medbed technology? And there is a documentary coming out soon, and everybody will know about it. It's X39. Again, description in the video. It lifts the vibrational frequency of your body by filling it up with light frequencies. So it's like red light therapy next level on steroids, because it uses more than just red light. It helps amp up the body using Nikola Tesla technology, ancient Greek light therapy technology, and helps it to regenerate and heal. Again, as I said, Robert Kennedy Jr. uses it. A lot of Maha people and other people use it because it works. And this is why I have chosen it. He also said few months ago that he has a particular modality that he would like everybody on it. That's wearable technology. He was actually talking about X39. And most importantly of all, X39 alongside Cellergize was recently voted and received a BIOTECH award for the most innovative product for stem cell health. So it's winning all these awards as the premier medbed technology to use for a 3D body going on to 4D right here, right now. And anybody that's on X39 with me receives additional support and guidance to help them with their healing. So it's really interesting to me, because a lot of people that gave away money to these false prophets, as Yeshua keeps calling them, to me, and they are false prophets. And if they don't like that term, they can take it up directly with Yeshua and have dialogue with Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua. He said to me, Maria, we had dialogue, all these people have spent money just giving it away for something that hasn't even happened, such as I'm going to learn how to operate a med bed or whatever else, which could have been spent to help them start their healing and heal. So the message I'm getting from Yeshua and Mother, Father, God is it's time for everyone to stop, and I'm reading it because I don't want to change the words. It's time to stop giving their power away to the false prophets and waiting on them to save them, which is a 3-dimensional frequency wave, and to rise up to 5D, a higher dimension, and to start using the tools available to them to heal themselves. And the one major tool, as I said, is X39 alongside my mind, body, spirit modalities. And if you want to go through all of those in detail, again, there is my course. It's a new one in the description of the video that goes in depth. It's 4 parts. You do it at your own pace. And in there, you will also see that light therapy, the medbed technology, crystal light therapy medbed technology, X39 is a must, along with sound healing and everything else. And again, the 5D celestial chambers, which many are throwing in the category of medbeds, which is incorrect, are not available yet. They're not going to be available for a while, because the collective consciousness is not at Q consciousness, which is at Christ consciousness. So therefore, you wouldn't be able to operate it. And how can you tell whether you are on that consciousness? Well, first of all, you wouldn't be waiting for the med beds. They're already here. So that shows that you're still on the 3D frequency, because you're waiting, you're not doing anything to help yourself. And unfortunately, as I said, many people that were waiting have now since passed, which really deeply saddens me and upsets me that these false prophets led them astray and had them on a holding pattern for years and years. So ask yourself, are we as a collective consciousness operating on 5D? And I'll very quickly tell you that there isn't a large enough quantity of people vibrating on that consciousness for the celestial chambers to be released by our galactic brothers and sisters. If you want to know what that consciousness is, I have a video on Q consciousness. You can go through there, and I go through the different levels from 3D to 4D and higher, so that you know, you can determine, are you on Q consciousness? And I can tell you straight away, if anybody's encountering pain or has chronic illness or anything out of balance in their body, they are not vibrating high enough, because when you're between 4D and 5D, you have absolutely nothing out of balance in your body. So that in itself will tell you exactly where you're at, which is good, because it's going to highlight, well, what do I need to focus on to heal? And always know I'm here. You can always book a consultation. You have the course. And again, all my X39 customers, link in the description of the video, do get my support and complimentary tips and guidance of how to heal and support, such as Zoom calls and so on. So, Yeshua and God, Creator God, is urging me to say to everybody, you need to begin preparing yourself for the celestial chambers, which are 5D based. And it begins with mindset and self-care, and using the existing medbed technology available now, such as the one, now it's me talking, such as the one I recommended, X39, description of the video. Start working on yourself and your self-care, and begin your steps towards healing. Okay, and most importantly of all, the mind. You cannot expect to go into a celestial chamber with a 3D mind. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to go in there, resolve all my issues. Well, what about the mindset and what you were doing to actually create that illness? That needs to be healed. So that's where the consciousness is very important. So I am personally pleading with everyone today to please prioritize your health, and to please stop wasting time listening to these false prophets who do not know in most cases what they are talking about or what is going on, because if they did, those dates that they promised, things would have happened. So it just goes to show that is not the case. And none of us know, including me. Do I get messages from Yeshua, Mother, Father, God? Absolutely. Do I get dates? No. But I do get happening soon. If they don't do this, they'll miss out. Those kind of messages I get, but never, ever would I get a date. And I have to say, many, many years ago, I did get caught up with these people and believe what they were saying. And then Yeshua and Mother, Father, God asked me to stop, that I was siding with false prophets that were not of the light, and that I needed to come back to Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua, to the light. So again, see the description of this video for all the links, and please take your power back. Take control of your health. And if you take steps forward, Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua will take greater steps forward to help you. So thank you for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you, and I love you. And I'm here if you need any help. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you, and God bless.
Cells vibrate. Your organs hum. Your body is an orchestra. Every thought, every heartbeat, every breath is vibration. Beneath the skin, flashes of light carry signals. DNA whispers in electromagnetic rhythm. When one note drifts out of tune, dissonance appears. When interference distorts the signal, imbalance follows. Dis-ease is simply the body forgetting its song. Is not forced, it's harmony remembered. Resonance restored. And your light is the conductor.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. It all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we are made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LIFEWAVE phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. A patch is applied to specific points on the body where it covers the skin. Infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and its ability to heal itself. On a cellular level, this matters because many of the patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are naturally neutralized. LIFEWAVE. Live long, live well.
Hey, you should know it doesn't matter where you're from, what you do. What that matters is that you kind, spread love, and proceed. Me tell you, you are loved. I love you. I could do anything. Go get it. I love you.